The Blue Jays recently suffered their worst postseason loss in franchise history. The Blue Jays were up 8-1 in the 6th inning, and the Seattle Mariners, they fought back to tie it in the 8th and then eventually winning it in the 9th to go on to the ALDS. Now, as a Blue Jays fan, this was difficult to process. I wanted to find out what went wrong with the Toronto Blue Jays and what caused them to blow such a big lead in such an important game. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel Blue Jays Today, as we're posting a lot of Blue Jays content and a lot of MLB content as well. After looking at the box score once again, it appeared to me that there was two critical moments in this game that caused the Seattle Mariners to claw their way back into this game. It was the 3-run home run given up to Carlos Santana in the 6th and the 3-run double given up to JP Crawford in the 8th. Now, on paper, those look like big clutch hits for the Seattle Mariners, and they were. But I believe the Toronto Blue Jays could have done so much more in preventing those big hits and avoiding giving up so many runs. Let's first take a look at the events leading up to the Carlos Santana home run. It's 8-1 Blue Jays, and Kevin Gausman is throwing an absolute gem. However, in the 6th inning, he gives up 3 straight singles to load the bases with nobody out. Gausman's pitch count was starting to climb, but at this point in the game, it looked like no hook was coming for Gausman. He then proceeds to strike out Mitch Haniger and then gets Adam Frazier to pop out, leaving him with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the inning. But John Schneider decides that this is the time to pull Kevin Gausman and put in his lefty pitcher Tim Mayza to face the switch hitter Carlos Santana. This decision forces Santana to move from the left side of the plate over to the right side to face the lefty, which is a horrible mistake. Carlos Santana is a much better hitter from the right side of the plate. In 2022, Carlos Santana batted .265 with 16 home runs against left-handed pitching versus his 178 batting average with 3 home runs against right-handed pitching, which, for those who don't know, Gausman, he's a righty. As well, Tim Mayza has not fared well against right-handed hitters this season, giving up an opponent batting average of .291. Versus Gausman, who gives up a .244 batting average against lefties, which is the side that Santana would have hit on. The first pitch by Tim Mayza goes straight into the dirt and goes to the backstop, leading every runner to advance by 1 base, and yes, that does make it an 8-2 game. On the 3rd pitch of the at-bat, Tim Mayza throws his 3rd consecutive fastball. It was a decent location low in the zone, but Santana is able to muscle it over the left field wall for a 3-run home run, and he cuts the lead down to 3. And after 3 pitches, Mayza gives up 4 runs. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the decision to pull Kevin Gausman, as he's clearly working himself out of a jam, to put in a favorable matchup for the power-hitting Carlos Santana is a terrible move by John Schneider, and it's one of the reasons why the Blue Jays lost that game. Now, the next critical moment is in the top of the 8th. It's 9-6 for the Blue Jays, but the Mariners have strung together 4 straight hits and scoring a run in this inning with the bases loaded and nobody out. Romano's in the game at this point. He's given up a hit, but he's got the next 2 outs. Only 1 more out to get out of this big jam yet again. JP Crawford steps up to the plate and he pops it up to shallow center field. Bo is ranging back and Springer is crashing in hard. Bo misses the pop-up and Springer dives into Bo's right arm, and they both go down hard. 3 runs come in to score, and this ties the ball game 9-9. Now, this play is an absolute mess. What is going on here? Let's take a look at a few angles and come up with a decision ourselves on who's responsible and what could have we done better to avoid this. It's really easy to blame Bo Bichette here because outfielders, they have priority over infielders over these types of shallow pop-ups. So in this play, George Springer should have the best read on this baseball as he's coming in with full vision as opposed to Bo Bichette turning around and looking over his shoulder. But instead of attempting a catch, George Springer tries to avoid collision with Bo Bichette by diving to his left. And on this angle here, you can see just how close George was to this baseball. Bo Bichette should have not been anywhere near that baseball. But now let's play a little bit of devil's advocate. It is George Springer's responsibility to vocally call off any infielder. Now, I understand it is Rogers Center during a critical playoff game. The building is buzzing, it's loud, and they're both coming in from such long distances. George could have called off Bo Bichette, but Bo Bichette may have not heard. But also George Springer, he may have never called off Bo Bichette, and that may have caused Bo Bichette to continue his route and attempt to catch the baseball, thinking that he was the only one to make that play. Now, we don't know for sure what happened. We don't know who said anything. We couldn't hear it, of course. That is only left to the players. Look, whoever you decide to blame, I think we can all agree that this play was very avoidable. And this is something that the Blue Jays are going to need to work on more in the offseason. Then, in the final inning of the game, Adam Frazier doubled to right field, driving in the go-ahead run, and that would be it for the Toronto Blue Jays as the Seattle Mariners would move on to the ALDS. This was a horrible loss for the Toronto Blue Jays, and it actually sickened me to go back and look at video and make this video for you guys. But I guarantee it hurts the players even more than we could ever imagine. Let's be honest. The Toronto Blue Jays, they have a lot of soul searching this offseason. Do you want to be a competitive team in Major League Baseball? Well, if you do, you got to clean up these mistakes. From a player perspective and from a managerial perspective, this is not a World Series ball club. And it's only up to those people on the field and off the field that they're going to clean up their game and bring the Commissioner's Trophy back north of the border. Guys, you let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who's to blame for this Game 2 loss in the wildcard series? The players, the managers, or just the whole organization? And guys, please make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can watch us suffer more pain. And as always, go Jays go.